Hey guys, in this video I'm going to share with you my top 10 tips and tricks for Cyberpunk 2077. Many of these tips are things I wish I had known when I started the game and only discovered them after several playthroughs. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for future videos. My first tip is to use the map. Using the available filters, you can filter from main and side jobs, gigs, scanner, assaults, vendors, cyberpsycho attacks, etc. By filtering for a category of missions, you can plan a path to clear out all of the gigs or jobs in an area by setting your waypoint to the closest one in succession. The journal only shows you the gigs or jobs that you have received and accepted, and so it's not a complete list of all of the jobs that are available to you. It's far more efficient to consult the map to find what jobs or activities are available to you and determining the best plan to tackle them. Skill level doesn't go past the attribute level. As an example, if you have level 3 in the reflexes attribute, you can only level up your related skills up to level 3. When you're at max skill level allowed by your attribute points, any skill XP gained from any actions that level up skill will be wasted. For skills that you plan to level up to the max level, minimize wastage by putting points in that attribute in a way that you're not wasting skill XP. There are various buffs that will improve your stats during gameplay. Consuming a beverage grants you the hydration buff, which increases your max stamina by 10% and your stamina regeneration rate by 50% for 450 seconds or 7.5 minutes. Consuming a meal grants you the nourishment buff, which increases your max health by 5% and regenerates your health by half a percentage point per second outside of combat for 1 hour. Sleeping in a bed grants the rested buff, which increases skill XP gain by 20% for 1 hour. Taking a shower grants the refreshed buff, which increases stamina regeneration for 1 hour. Drinking coffee from a coffee machine in your apartment will grant you the energized buff, which increases max stamina by 25% and stamina regen by 30% for 1 hour. Holding Alt will bring up the weapon wheel and show you description and duration of each buff or debuff that is currently active. Each apartment has a stash where you can store your collected items. The stash is shared across apartments. If you have collected rare or iconic weapons that you're not currently using, drop them in the stash to avoid accidentally selling or disassembling them. Most approaches require a skill check of body or technical ability, so having high points in at least one of those skills will open many doors for you. Most jobs and gigs will offer multiple approaches to completing the objectives depending on your playstyle. Several gigs also provide a bonus if you complete the objectives without being detected. Scope out the perimeter of the building for any windows or doors that can be opened to sneak in. Also be on the lookout for ledges or other items that can help you get to higher ground and climb to the roof, which may have additional hatches to let you get inside without being detected. Tapping tab on the PC, L2 on the PlayStation, or the left button on the Xbox will quickly highlight items that can be picked up. It will also highlight containers and devices that can be hacked. Dead enemies that have dropped loot are highlighted on the minimap with an X. The color of the X indicates the rarity of the dropped loot. Gray being common, green uncommon, blue rare, purple epic, and orange legendary. After a big fight with corpses strewn everywhere, run to each X and pick up everything. Disassemble those items if you're crafting or sell them for cash. Clicking on a weapon in the inventory screen will show you any slots that might be available for a scope, silencer, or muzzle for that weapon, and also the available mod slots. The higher the rarity of the weapon, the more mod slots it will have. If you're going to replace a weapon, which you'll be doing fairly often, clicking on an accessory with the middle mouse button will unequip that accessory, allowing you to equip it on your new weapon. This is especially useful in the early game when scopes and silencers are scarce and constantly replacing them can be expensive. Mods cannot be removed without a certain crafting perk, so save the good ones for later unless you have the crafting specs for it. Don't hoard equipment, especially early in the game, because you'll outlevel it very fast. Equipment does have random stats though, so later in the game, look for equipment with stats that are the best for your build. Gear that increases crit chance or crit damage should be given priority, especially if your build relies primarily on getting crits. Those were my top 10 tips. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and follow me on Twitter to stay updated on my latest and upcoming videos.